RuneScape is a game that has existed for nearly 30 years at this point. To put that in perspective, 26 years passed between the end of World War II and the very first email. It is by far the longest played game of my entire life. I've played it more than Halo, I've played it longer than Star Wars Battlefront 2. I used to play RuneScape at the public library with my elementary school friends, and now I have a master's degree and a mortgage. Yikes. Nostalgia is a pretty trendy medium right now, and after playing through 2004scape, I started looking for other ways RuneScape might still scratch that nostalgia itch in my brain. That search led me to this Reddit post and this video, which sparked an idea. I'm gonna go slay RuneScape bosses in the same way a daring adventurer would have decades ago. So, today's goal is simple. I'm going to slay the King Black Dragon in the best gear available in 2002. And before we get into it, thank you for the support. We just hit 900 subscribers, which is wild. I've had this channel for 13 years, and nearly 100 of those subscribers came in just the last 90 days. We're well on our way to the big 1,000 subscribers, and I just wanted to thank all of you. Seriously, I appreciate it a lot. Alright, let's get into the video. So the King Black Dragon was released on September 24th, 2002, and it would remain the strongest monster in all of RuneScape up until the release of the Cowfight Queen in 2004. On the day that the King Black Dragon was released into RuneScape, this was the best possible gear that you could wear to the fight. A Dragon Battle Axe, Ruin Chain Body, Ruin Plate Legs, any of the gauntlets from the Family Crest quest, a regular cape, an Amulet of Glory, a Dragon Med Helmet, an anti-dragon shield, and leather boots. You may be asking yourself, why the chain body over something like a Ruin Plate Body? Well, that's because back in RuneScape Classic, you could not wear gloves with a plate body, and these gauntlets, they actually provide a +2 strength bonus that you'd be sacrificing if you chose to wear a plate body over the chain body. Additionally, the Dragon Battle Axe, Dragon Two-Handed Swords, Dragon Swords, Dragon Daggers, they all used the exact same attack speed. And so a Dragon Battle Axe has the highest strength bonus and is therefore the best in-slot weapon at this time period. If we didn't have to wear a Dragon Fire Shield, it would actually be a Dragon Two-Handed Sword, which would be the best in-slot weapon at this time period. Now, you'll notice that I'm walking to the King Black Dragon. I am not running. That is because walking was the only way to get around when the King Black Dragon was released. Running did not exist yet. These are the only prayers that I can use. There was no protect from magic at the time. There was kind of a protect from melee, but it was called Paralyze Monster and it would just prevent monsters from attacking you. So I decided not to use it for this video. Yeah, I screw up there. Special attacks were not added until RuneScape 2. But don't worry, I definitely do not win this fight on my first attempt. And I remember not to use my special attack in the future fights. This thing was absolutely destroying me. I had completely underestimated it because I thought that since it was old content, that it would be easy, but that wasn't the case. Me forgetting to bring an anti-poison did not help either. That went way worse than I expected. So I decided to make some changes. First, I got an Amulet of Glory. I had been wearing an Amulet of Strength, which technically is best in slots because it has a higher strength bonus, but I decided that I wanted the offensive and defensive bonuses of the Amulet of Glory over the Amulet of Strength. This time I also brought an anti-poison, which did really help, but ultimately the second attempt was still bad because I did not realize what the max hit of the King Black Dragon was. Yeah. Fuck. So I went back and got my items from the King Black Dragon's lair. Unfortunately, the family crest gauntlets are destroyed when you die, so I had to go get them back from Varrock. Yeah, so this lady appeared to do a clue scroll, and I wasn't going to count this run anyway because of that, but I will say her distraction really did help, and I get really close to actually defeating the King Black Dragon solo in 2002 gear. For this attempt, I decide to change things up, and I go with a ruined plate body instead of the chain body. But this means I can't wear any gloves, which means I lose the strength bonus of the Family Crest gauntlets. I also bring a prayer potion, which was around at the time of the King Black Dragon. And so this run was my absolute worst run. I think I hit the King Black Dragon a combined 2 times, so I ditched plate body and I go back to the chain body. This time, I also drink an attack potion to increase my accuracy alongside the strength potion. I drink both at the bank first, bank them and rush over to the King Black Dragon, so that way I can hold more sharks in my inventory. And it seems like just RNG is not on my side, because even with that, I still suck against this guy. So I move on to super strengths, attacks, and defense potions. Still absolutely no luck. So then I move on to using a dragon longsword. Now this dragon longsword was much more effective than the dragon battle axe. I believe it's because it was much faster than the dragon battle axe, and I can just dish out more DPS. But regardless of that, I still lost this attempt and I had to teleport away once again. At this point, I was feeling pretty dejected, so I decided I needed to do some research. So I plugged numbers into the OSRS Wiki's DPS calculator, and what I found was that using my original setup with the Dragon Battle Axe, it would take about 3.5 minutes on average to kill the King Black Dragon. I don't have the defensive bonuses to withstand the KBD's onslaught for that long. However, switching to the Dragon Longsword, which is 1 tick faster, and suddenly that average kill time drops by 17 seconds. But if I switch my attack style to Lunge, suddenly I shave off another 51 seconds. Altogether, that's a whopping full minute and 8 seconds saved. there you have it. It is 100% possible to slay the King Black Dragon using 2002 RuneScape Classic gear in 2026. But wait, the only reason I was able to actually slay the dragon was because I manipulated modern day game mechanics. The Dragon Longsword is faster in 2026, not 2002. The King Black Dragon has a weakness to stab in 2026, not 2002. So this just didn't feel right. That's right. I assembled an elite squad of Dragon Pounders straight from the Grand Exchange. And you best believe we are about to pound this dragon.
Currently recording. Say hi to the camera.
Yo,
Hi.
YouTubers.
I'm gay.
Same.
Check out the Magpipes on Spotify.p, plugging my band.
Were there gay people in 2002?
Get Pound. Throw out some other 2000 lingo haha.
Warshu FL. Le 33 tier. Can I has cheeseburger?
We had hit the jackpot, and I'm not exaggerating. This was the best piece of armor in the entirety of RuneScape Classic. If this were 2002, the three of us would be fucking millionaires. There are forum posts that show people buying a Dragon Medium helmet at the time for 5 million GP. In today's money, that would be worth approximately 300 million gold. So that answers the question. You can slay the King Black Dragon using gear from the day of his release. But it's going to be pretty hard to do it solo unless you have maxed out stats, and even then it's going to be a bit of a challenge. He wasn't the most fearsome entity to 13-year-olds in 2002 for no reason. But this isn't the original King Black Dragon. No, this King Black Dragon was released in the year 2013 with the release of Old School RuneScape. I hadn't slayed the original King Black Dragon yet, so I knew what I had to do next. This is my RuneScape 3 account. I'm wearing the exact same classic items that I wore back in the old school version of the game. And let me tell you something. RuneScape 3 is a beautiful, beautiful looking game. The wilderness in particular looks absolutely stunning. The sky is beautiful, the surroundings feel like it's full of life. It's honestly my favorite place in the entire game. That being said, I think we need to face the elephant in the room. All of the armor that we grew up with as kids has been bastardized into something completely unrecognizable. In short, this armor sucks. I made sure to turn off EOC style combat with all of the abilities and stuff, and I'm using legacy mode to make this as authentic as possible. As I went to go turn on the prayers, I realized that I had my prayers set to ancient curses, which obviously I cannot use. So I am doing this without any prayer. Wait, there's a damage buff for entering through the wilderness? That wasn't in Classic. I have done it. I have slain the dragon in the exact same way my forefathers would have over 20 years ago. Sort of. Thank you for watching.